Welcome back to 5 Acre Farms. I'm Luke, and today's a day we have been looking for a long time. So if you know, egg prices have been climbing, and a lot of folks in the city have been raising chickens and building coops in their backyards. And trust me, I've been raising chickens in Kansas for several years now, so I know the ins and outs of a good coop and a good build. But trust me, it's not as simple as just throwing together a nesting box or throwing together a coop and a run and expecting everything to be fine and dandy. Chickens need the right kind of home, and the smallest of mistakes can really completely mess up your whole flock. So this is Tina. Tina is our little frizzle silkie. And a lot of you guys that live in the city or live in the country just love little silkies. And why wouldn't you? Look how cute and fluffy they are. But they also give us eggs, and if you're like me, you love eating fresh eggs. And not just eggs, but having either a companion chicken or just something to scratch around and eat bugs. There's something therapeutic about owning chickens. So, and a lot of people, like us, sometimes have a nice bond with our chickens. They can be just as friendly and just as much of a pet as your house cat or your dog or anything like that. So, this is why it's time. I think Tina needs a new house or a new pen and all of her little friends. So Temu, we've partnered with Temu for this ultimate coop build. If you've seen us in the past, we've tested Temu products and we've been very happy with almost all of them. Had very little bad things to say about any of their products because they truly are a great option and they come at such a good budget. And I think each and every one of you guys can find something on Temu that can benefit your farm or your chicken coop. So we're going to transition from our old coop. This is our very original coop that we built when we lived back in town. And there's several issues with it. And we're just outgrowing it. But it's time to move on. And we're going to show you a few tips and tricks we've learned along the way when it comes to having the ultimate chicken coop, so even you can start your own flock. So this is a style of coop that a lot of you guys might start with or think you need to start with. It looks way bigger in the pictures. You can find them at your local farm store, and you think this is going to be perfect for your 2 or 3 little chickens, but chickens outgrow their space so fast. I mean, this works great for chicks all the way up to maybe 3 or 4 months, and then they outgrow it really fast. And you'll find that chicken math is real, and you can't just have 2 or 3 chickens. You really need 10, 20, 30 chickens. So even though these could be a great starter option, we usually advise you guys to stay away from something this small because there's really not enough room in these things for very many chickens. We still keep this little coop around. If we have a chicken that goes broody, we can fill it with straw and let her set on her eggs in here and hatch them out. And then once they hatch out and get big enough, we can integrate them into the flock. But our new coop is going to be able to serve that purpose just as good with a lot more space. So our OG coop that we've had for 8 years or so. We made it out of scrap wood at the time, and we've modified it a few times, but there's a lot of issues we have with it. As you can see, it's starting to split and crack. The paint's wearing off. Water's starting to get underneath it and starting to warp the boards. One of our biggest issues is our automatic coop door. I don't know what the deal is. I've fought this automatic coop door several times and it just quit closing. So it's turning into a predator issue kind of situation where since this coop doesn't have this pen doesn't have a top to it, a raccoon could easily get in here, and since the door doesn't close, we can start running into predator issues with this. It's not super convenient to get in and out of to clean. Since this is our original coop, we've added power to it. We have a few designs. A lot of times the chickens just lay their eggs wherever. They don't necessarily put in the nesting boxes, but Ventilation on this coop is slim to none, so it gets hot, but it's really time to, the latches don't necessarily hold tight and the board's warping because it's so weathered. All the paint's coming off, but it's time. It's time to upgrade. It's been a good coop, but I wish I would have started with something like we're building today. So if you aren't familiar with Temu and the Temu app you can get on your Android or your Apple, you open it up and it's as simple as typing chicken coop right into the search bar, and you can see all the options you have for all sorts of different types of chicken coops, chicken runs, aviaries. You can find waters, feeders, and we're going to show you a bunch of the stuff that we got from Temu. But not only is it the app is super easy, shipping is next to nothing. The prices, I'm telling you guys, they're cheaper than Amazon. They're cheaper than anywhere else you can find. You're talking full-on chicken coop runs for a couple $100, actual chicken coops for under $100 to $200, nesting boxes, waters, feeders, signs if you're into decorating your chicken coop. They have all sorts of signs. They have everything you need to build an ultimate chicken coop just for your guys' liking. So go over to the app or their website and just look around. And a lot of times they run all sorts of deals and games you can play to save even more money. So we've been buying products from Temu for a long time, and you've seen us do incubator reviews. They have a ton of awesome products that I think any one of you guys watching this will find something that you need. The coops and all the goods are here to make the ultimate coop. But the biggest thing is we need to figure out where we're going to put it. And I think right here we have a water hydrant right next to it, because this coop's going to have an automatic water. So we have water close. We have some other breeder pens close. And so we have a perfect space. I believe this will fit. And in the mornings it has some shade, in the evenings it has some shade. So, and we don't have to move the chickens very far. We're adding more silkies to our breeding program. So having them in their own pen would be so much easier. That pen, they're able to get out of the fenced in area. So if they can get out, predators can get in. This whole new coop setup we're going to build is just going to be perfect. It's a lot more contained. And then when we start hatching or start selling hatching eggs to you guys next spring, we know we're selling purebred chicks or hatching eggs. The run coop portion is complete. Instructions were fine, went together pretty easy, screws and bolts, but it's pretty stout for what it is. I think it'll do the purpose it needs to do, but it's up in the 90s now for the day. It took probably 3 hours with the two of us, 3 or 4 hours. Maybe 2, I don't know. I lost track. It's getting too hot. But we're gonna finish putting together the actual coop either tomorrow or this evening, and we'll just keep working at it throughout the week.
All right, it's the next day and we just finished assembling, as you saw, our paw hut little coop. This thing is pretty cool. It has 3 little nesting boxes in there, so your birds can go in there. You can kind of see from here, but it has 3 roost bars. And then on the other side, you can pull out the poop tray, which is awesome. It has these windows for natural light, which is cool. They just added like a lot of little features, which I think are awesome. This is how your birds can come out. So you can put down this little ramp and then they can just walk right down and that'll be perfect. It's easy in and out, especially for your smaller birds. This would be great. You could fit probably 2 or 4 big birds in there easily. And then on this side, it has this little sliding window with some hardware cloth. So that provides good ventilation for your birds so they don't get too hot in the summertime. And then, like I said, your poop tray is right here, so you can just pull that out all the way like that, go take it somewhere, dump your poop out, and then put in little wood chips or straw, whatever you prefer. And then it's great. It has a big door over here. If you wanted to open it, you could. We'll probably just leave it shut and use the little ramp. We're probably going to put this on the inside of this run. Originally we were thinking the outside, but we kind of talked about it and think we'll put it on the inside. And if you use it for smaller birds, they can go under there and have some extra shade, which is also really nice. The top's nice. I mean, for the price, I think it's a good little coop. Be great for backyard birds. How cute is this little thing? It's a little jungle gym for the chickens. None of our chickens have ever had one of these, so I'm curious how they're going to like it. There's a couple different swings at different levels. They can obviously roost on this stuff if they wanted to. They could just hop up here. They're gonna really enjoy having a little jungle gym to play on. It'll be fun to see if they use the swings. That will be hilarious, actually.
We got the coop all put together the way I think we want it. So the main coop, pretty heavy duty coop. The whole thing is out of hardware cloth, which is exactly what we want. That makes it completely predator proof. And if you can tell, the whole thing doesn't have any solid sides. The main part of that is complete 100% ventilation. And so plenty of airflow through here. Same with the coop back here. It has ventilation windows on the back, so it doesn't turn into a hot box in the summer or an ice box in the winter. So we customized it a little bit so we could put the coop on the outside. You can put the coop on the inside of your run, but to free up a little more space with their big jungle gym in here, we decided to put it out on the outside. We made a custom ramp for it, and we'll add an automatic coop door for it here in the upcoming weeks. As it starts getting colder and we want that box, or we want that coop completely closed at night, we'll have an automatic coop door on it to help with that. But right now we want it to stay open so the airflow here in the peak of the summer can flow through. But the jungle gym gives them plenty of things to keep themselves entertained in here, and I'm excited to see if they use the little rope swings. But no, this is a really cool setup. But we're not done yet. We got accessories. So let's get to it. all the accessories are finally on for the ultimate Temu chicken coop. So of course you got to have a little fluffy butt hut sign. We went with motion solar lights on the coop, on the outside of the run, above the door, all the way around it, so it lights up anything that comes by at night will get lit up. We went with a little giant 60-pound gravity feeder, which is awesome. We've used these before, absolutely love those feeders, and an automatic waterer. So we got that directly into our hydrant right here next to us, and that's on a float system, so it kicks on whenever the water gets low and kicks off when it gets full. And we added the grit and oyster little holders here on the side, so we'll get those filled up, as well as the feeder, and then it's just time to add chickens. So we added motion lights all the way around on the coop, on the entrance, and all the way around the bottom. These are solar powered lights, so if any critter walks by at night, they get lit up and hopefully will deter them. For our water system, we went with an automatic water, has its own float system directly plumbed in to the hydrant. That way if you're gone for a day or two, you never have to worry about missing out on watering or water's going dry. These will be a great option for maintenance free, hassle free, perfect Temu chicken coop. These little giant feeders, we've used them in the past, and I wouldn't build a coop without one. This is a 60-pounder, gravity flow. Again, if you're gone for a couple days, you don't have to be in here every single day feeding them. Super maintenance free, super easy to set up, and you can't go wrong with a big feeder like this. If you have a handful of chickens, you only have to get in here and fill it once every 2 weeks probably. So heavy duty, takes the beating from the sun and still keeps on going. We'll add our grit and our oyster shells here in our little holders, which I think these are a super great idea. So your chickens need grit to be able to break down their food in their crop or in their gizzard, and then oyster shell helps with the calcium to provide a hard shell. So make sure your chickens have plenty of access to oyster shell and grit so they can lay a nice, hard, healthy egg.
So not everything in farming and chicken farming has to be practical. You can have fun little things. So have fun with your coop, especially if you're new to chickens. Go ahead, get the extra stuff, be extra, it's totally fine. The little jungle gym is a great addition to this pen. Like I said earlier, none of our chickens have ever had a jungle gym, so I'm excited to see how they like that. It'll give them some activity to do. Adding the little fluffy butt hut is cute, and then obviously the lights are super important, especially if you're not going to be around your chickens every day and not checking on them. Having something at night for predators is a great idea and a great addition to your coop. So I think the girls and boys are going to love this. We should probably head over and get them.
For anyone thinking about starting chickens, the right setup makes all the difference. Healthier birds, easier upkeep, and better all experience all around. So, as you guys know, we've been using Temu products since we've been started on YouTube. And we've been thoroughly happy with all the products we've gotten from Temu. And I think there's products that any of you guys, no matter what level of chickens you're into, they have something right up your alley. So, as you can see, the motion light just kicked on for the evening, but this is going to be an awesome setup for our silkies. And if you see any of these products, you can just head over to Temu and get them for yourself. But you guys know the deal. We love you guys. Don't haggle with your egg supplier. Buy your chicks local and shop on Temu. We'll see you guys.